The Sims 3 fucking enlightened me, bro. I know that's a silly thing to say, but not that long ago, I used to play The Sims 3 like all the time. Like, I would just be waiting to come home from school so that I could like escape my life and get into this life of someone else. Like, literally a character that I would even make based off of myself. I wanted to be living his life and not my own, which is a crazy thing because after a while of doing this didn't even click for me for a while, but after a while of doing this, I realized that I was playing and anticipating, like, I was more excited about playing than I was excited about living. Now that's a statement. I realized that I was rizzing in this game more than I was actually rizzing up in real life. I realized I was practicing skills and getting better at things in this game more than real life. I realized that I was hanging out with friends in this game more than I was in real life. So after this kind of shift in my head of being like, I'm living a virtual life more than I'm living a real one, I also realized that I was holding up a mirror in this life of the kind of life that I wanted. So I was consistently working on skills that I thought were cool. I played very little video games. Like, I filled up that little fun bar, you know, the fun bar you have on the side where it like says social, like hunger, fun. Like, fun is literally a need that you have. I would fill that up, and then after that, I wouldn't keep on playing the games and stuff. I'd do other stuff. I'd like go try and achieve things. I was focused on a lot of achievement. I tried to get really high in my career, earn a lot of money. I wanted romance and friendship in the life of like Sim Luke. I also just did dumb fun shit. I thought like it was cool to try and find the cow plant in Sims 3, so I went to go try and like breed a cow plant. I realized that I was making these sacrifices to better my Sims life in game that I wouldn't make for myself in real life. This lack of discipline that I had made me stuck. Another thing that happened is I watched Sims age and die. And now this is a funny way to face the ever-approaching hand of death, but I watched these versions that I would make of myself grow up and age and pass away, and I thought, man, this is actually also happening to me right now. This is a depressing time I was having while playing The Sims, apparently. But I also became incredibly grateful. I had an immense amount of gratitude now because after I really thought about this, I was like, man, I'm in the young adult stage of my life, which is like one of the coolest stages. Like, when you're a kid, that's fine. You do kid stuff, but like, honestly, it's young adulthood that like you start creating the person that you want to become. And I realize I'm in that stage of my life right now. I am a young adult and I'm creating the person that I want to become. And that's so exciting. And I'm so grateful to be here right now. I'm so grateful to get to experience these things in my life. I also realized that life is short. I saw like Sims age and grow up and die within the matter of, it was years of their life, but it was days in my life. But because I would just play for days at a time. I'll be honest. I was a gamer boy. I would play for days at a time. In that short time, these Sims would grow up and die. I realized that life is incredibly short, and if you aren't working towards something that excites you, if you aren't happy with your life, if you aren't grateful for the minutes that you had, life is going to pass you by. You're going to spend it in places that you don't want to be. So you have to use your time wisely. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to do for this video, because I had this sick idea, I was writing out a script for a different video, and I was like, what if I just make a video really quick on how The Sims 3 fucking enlightened me? That would be just sick. But when I was thinking of this, I had a recent realization that also applies to this, is that you also need social and fun time. Like, you have a social and a fun need in The Sims. It's not just a want. It's not a nice thing to have. It's a need. Human beings need to be social and they need to have fun. And this is something that I have recently neglected now that I have been trying to work towards my goals and become something greater than I've been in the past. But I've realized that I sacrifice a lot of social and fun time for time to just work and put my head down and grind. And while this is important, you also have to balance this out with the social and fun time, or else you are going to be unhappy. And unlike in The Sims, you have a mental health bar, and your mental health bar is going to get lower and lower if you aren't prioritizing these things too. So you can work hard, but you also have to play hard too. You have to realize that people are more important than things. You have to be flexible in your schedule and flexible in the things that you're doing and the goals that you're achieving. Maybe you do hit your goal a little bit slower, but it's worth it if you get to experience the spontaneity of life, if you get to experience having close social relationships and friends in your life feeling so supported and loved. That's incredibly powerful for your mental health. And usually you end up hitting your goals faster anyway because you just have this base of support. The Sims 3 gave me perspective because it's a simulation, so it's like life, but it's got more consistent hits of dopamine and you need less discipline to do the things that you want to do in the game. And it's easier to have these achievements. So if you want your sim to be buff, you click a mouse a few times and he's there. He's built the muscle. The results come easy. At the end of the day, the difference between doing these things in the Sims and doing these things in real life is that with the Sims, you are still sitting in front of that blank computer screen. Nothing has actually changed. So yes, life is harder. Life requires discipline, but the rewards far outweigh anything that you can find in the Sims. Don't give your life to a character. Become the main character. That's cheesy as fuck. Act now and become unstoppable.